Okay, so Super C is the sequel to the first Contra. It's a great game. Now I think the first Contra for the NES is like just some like iconic like masterpiece, but there's a lot of stuff going on with it as far as like flickering and unbalanced difficulty. Like level 5 is way harder than some of the other levels and stuff like that. I think that Super C is a much more polished variant of this game, and it's just more good. And like sometimes you don't have all this cheap deaths. I don't know necessarily whether those are cheap deaths once you've learned it and played it, but there's some really cheap crap in the first one, and this one it's a little bit more balanced. And like your 30 men code is only 10 men, and so when you're a kid you're like, this is gonna be impossible. When I went through years later and like, you know what, I'm just gonna play this stuff without the code. Went through it in a couple hours, honestly, and so because I had played a lot back in the day, and but it's much more balanced and a little bit easier to get into. Now there's some, what was it, the I don't know, the chandelier laser thing. That thing's cool as hell, and then it doesn't have the quite as iconic bosses and stuff as the first one, but it's fun, man. It's fun as heck. And then really, by the time Konami had made this game, they had gotten really polished in making the two-player simultaneous co-op games on the NES, and there wasn't actually all that many of them. And this is a great amount of fun to play with your friend, especially you get your spread and you get your rapid or whatever it is and start blasting, and you really feel good. And you just start mowing down stuff. Or egregious use of a turbo controller is also that'll make you feel good too, man. But if you've never played Contra before, play the first one first, and then you're almost certainly going to love it. And then come back and play this one after that, and you'll have a blast. It's peak Nintendo right here, man. This is fun as heck, extremely balanced and tight. And there's, I guess, the cheapest thing is there's like a turret thing where guys on turrets toward the I don't remember which level it is. It's about halfway through. You start running into the guys they're in little turrets, and as soon as you see them, you need to duck down. That's about it. And otherwise, it's just use your skill and your brain. Fun. This is a tight game, and highly recommend it. Big Kitty's going to give the paws way out. We got nostalgia all up in there, but this is also the one we haven't played that much. And then so when you play it, it's like playing it again for the first time. Oh, I forgot about these levels right here. These levels aren't, these top-down levels aren't as cool as the going down and fighting what the hell they're called, the bases and stuff in the first game. But it's much more balanced and easier to understand. And then Brian also gives it a paw up because it's a lot more polished, and if you're good, your skill is rewarded thusly. An easy recommend. I don't know what it runs these days. I don't think it's that expensive if you're like looking for the card or whatever, but it's fun, man. Give it a run.